Welcome to One Little Spice, the Disney food podcast that isn't afraid to send you into the taste lab.
Welcome to episode 45. Touchdown!
Woo!
I'm Julie.
And I'm Amy.
Today we're talking about the End Zone Food Court at the All-Star Sports Resort. This month, again, for anybody just tuning in, we are talking about great restaurants where you can eat on your non-park Disney days. But first, it's time for Amy's Daily Dish. Amy, what's your dish? Egg.
Let's dish. Item 1. More food and wine? The first International Food and Drink Fest is underway, taking over downtown at Shanghai Disney Resort.
Oh my gosh.
The event runs through May 4th and is quite similar to its Epcot and Disneyland counterparts, just a tad smaller. There are 13 international market booths featuring cuisine from around the world. The booths are Spice Oasis, Slider Grill, Latin Cantina, Mushu House, Tribal Cottage, Ham Hut, that's ham with two N's.
But two N's?
Sorry, two M's. Italian...
Yes, two N's make an M. Good job, Amy.
Yes, with two M's. Italian Terrace, Ocean Grill, Seoul Snack, Seoul Korea. Seoul Snack, Manila Market, Tex-Mex, Berkshire House, and Hawaii Suite. The quote-unquote fest, as Disney calls it, has a range of cooking demonstrations and masterclasses to fit every age and level of culinary interest. Like the stateside festivals, there are also scheduled musical acts, as well as other entertainers and talented artists for guests to check out. The festival merch looks very similar to the new Disney snack and Disney food items that have been showing up in the stores in Disney World and Disneyland this past winter. If you are interested and lucky enough to be in Shanghai during this event, tickets are on sale now via the official Shanghai Disney Resort WeChat account.
Okay, so question. Mm-hmm. So it's a ticketed event outside of the Disney parks? Okay.
Yeah, and through the resort's travel trade partner, Meituan Dianping. If you need to Google that, it's Meituan. New word.
We'll put that link in the description of this podcast, too.
Yeah, if you need to Google that, we'll put that name in the description of this podcast. And if you are this lucky, drop us a line and let us know what you think of the brand new Food and Drink Fest. Thoughts?
I'm excited.
I know.
Okay, so here's the deal. With the Asian parks, they definitely go above and beyond as far as like style and creativity is concerned. So I'm really excited to see what they have in store.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much information. Like, I got this from the Disney website itself, so I know it's real, but I haven't seen anything really on the internet otherwise talking about it. So hopefully we'll get to see some fun pictures and people put up reviews and information they get. Item 2. Who wants to stay at the new DVC resort?
Oh my gosh, I do. Someone was asking me about it yesterday. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, it's pretty, it's coming along, it's gonna exist. And then I was like, oh, it's opening in December and they're already taking reservations.
Yes. Well, we have two ways which you may be able to do that. The new Disney Riviera Resort over across from the Caribbean Beach Resort is expected to open for December 2019. New resorts are always exciting, and this one has a great theming to evoke the grandeur of traveling Europe. Now think Downton Abbey-style European travel with the grand hotels of the era, and not 53 countries in 7 days tour bus-style European travel. One of those is wonderful. The other one is stressful, and you're in a tour bus next to a guy who could probably
grandiose tour bus.
A grandiose tour bus next to a guy who could probably wear more deodorant and less cologne somehow. But yeah, so the good grand vacations of Europe, not tour bus. Currently, there are 2 opportunities to stay at this resort once it opens. Technically 3, which is just book, but The first is to buy into DVC and make this your home resort. Not the best option for everyone, but they have a promotion.
But it's also not the Wilderness Lodge, so it's another option if you don't want your home base to be Wilderness Lodge.
Exactly.
I do, but you might not.
She will
I
say,
wonder if points will go down for the Wilderness Lodge now that this one's open.
could be. They have a promotion running in which you will save $2,250 if you become a DVC member at the Disney Riviera Resort by May 31st. If anyone was planning a DVC purchase soon, this is definitely something to consider. Now, for the rest of us who are not currently purchasing any DVC memberships, they're having a sweepstakes for a 5-day, 4-night vacation club getaway to Walt Disney World Resort for the winner and up to 7 guests.
What?
Yes, you can enter at RivieraResortSweeps.com. We'll put that link all over the place.
So
now through June 15th.
So if we only go just the 2 of us, will they give us the credit for the 7 other people?
It says at up to 7 guests. So.
Well, I know, but are those 7 guests, do they get tickets to the park too, or just staying in the hotel? And if you don't bring the other 7 guests and they are paying for tickets, do you get credited the money for what they would pay for those tickets to use for, I don't know, say, eating around the world?
I think you know the answer to that is no.
I know, but a girl can dream.
Yes. Now, if any of you win and have an extra 2 spots out of 7, we would love to come with you.
Yes, take us.
Take us, please.
We will show you all the best food that you can get in Disney, and we also know all sorts of tips and tricks around the parks.
Yes, we do. I presume, or should I say, I assume that the 5-day, 4-night stay is at the Riviera because it's RivieraResortSweeps.com, but it never specifically said that.
All right, so that is Amy's Daily Dish. Now, we bring you the End Zone Food Court. Now, this is in the All-Star Sports. There are similar ones in the All-Star Music, the All-Star Movies, and the Pop Century, in a sense, the way these food courts are spread out. But we were just talking about the End Zone Food Court right now in...
They have similar menus, but... Or should I say, they have similar menu items, but they do have completely different menus.
Correct.
So if you're staying at the All-Stars...
And they change daily, which is really cool.
Yeah, they switch up a little bit. If you are staying... They have, like, specials every day that are different versus the ones that are... versus the items that are there all the time. But yeah, so if you are staying at one of the All-Stars, you could walk over to a different All-Stars and get a different menu.
All right, here is what Disney says about the End Zone Food Court. Sack your hunger with a preset lineup of burgers, pizza, hot dogs, smoothies, and gelato. Or make up a play from scratch with Create Your Own Pasta, all while TVs showcase popular Disney cartoons and sporting events amid ample indoor seating.
Relatively ample.
No, there's quite a bit.
Yeah, you're right.
It's really funny because when you walk in from the lobby where you check in, you don't see much seating because you see a little bit of seating on the right, and for a while it was under construction. And then there are the registers, and then there is the food court to the left. And then there is a large display in the center that has all the sodas and everything that you can get. Sodas, waters, teas, whatever you would like. And then past that, there's a ton more seating. Now, Amy and I have only ever sat in the ton more seating once, because normally when we eat at the End Zone, we order it and bring it back to our room, because it's, you know, at the end of the day or in the middle of the day when we're exhausted and like need something to eat.
We are not in the mood to talk to multiple other people at that point. We just want some quiet relaxation time, and the room is usually the best place to do that.
Exactly. We are going to talk about lunch because that is where we are right now. So that was kind of the atmosphere. It's really cool. There's everybody is dressed in like referee jerseys. They're orange and gray, I believe, are the stripe colors. Yes. And
the seating area has images of like the new stylized Mickey and Minnie, and
cartooned as like playing sports.
Yeah, playing sports. But it's the new stylized, old school stylized version of them. I don't know what we're calling them. It used
Vintage
to be
Mickey?
Yeah, it's
He kind of would be like anime.
yeah.
Mickey.
If you've been watching any new Mickey Mouse cartoons at all recently, you'll know what we're talking about. And if you don't, it's not a big deal. It's still Mickey and Minnie. It's just he has a new look at the moment.
They're really cute. I actually really
Yes.
like. Sometimes they change Mickey around, and you're like, this one's really cute because it wasn't trying to be original Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
It was trying to put a spin on it, and it
Yes.
seems it's just a fun play.
Yeah,
on
it was trying
Mickey.
to. It was trying to differentiate between Clubhouse Mickey
Yep.
and
Mousekaroo, Mousekaroo.
yeah, and they
I
wanted
don't know what
to.
that actually phrase is.
I used to know it. They're trying to sort of open up the cute little shorts type Mickey, and I don't mean his shorts, but I mean like short cartoons that you'll have like at the beginning of a movie, or you used to have at the beginning of a movie. So it's trying to like evoke that era versus the like super toddler friendly House of Mouse.
Which is basically
Hot dog, hot diggity dog. That's what it is.
which is basically the I want to say Pixar version of Mickey, but what am I thinking of? Like digitally animated,
CGI,
not
yeah, like not flat animation. Like all
3D.
all animation these days is computer animation for the most part, even if it looks like classic style animation, but the Clubhouse Mickey is the sort of three-dimensional Toy Story type like computer animated.
There we go, computer animated.
Yeah, versus
That's what I was thinking of.
The flat,
Classic
the
2D
classic
cartoons.
flat 2D cartoons, which again, even the ones made today are now done by computers versus by hand, but you know, different ways to do things.
All right, so they have a bunch of different sections. I'm going to start with Amy and I's go-to when we have a late night flight into Disney. And sadly, there have been a couple trips where we didn't get to
We were just that late.
because we were there before. No, we were there after it closed. And it was tragic because I don't want to say this is the greatest in the whole world, but it's just one of our classic go-tos when we go to Disney. So while it may not be the greatest food option ever, it's a food option that reminds us of Disney, and it's still delicious. So they have pizzas, and we get the large vegetable pizza. And this is different than most veggie pizzas that you would think of, because most veggie pizzas you see like big hunks of mushrooms and broccoli and olives and everything on it. This is amazing because all of the vegetables are chopped up. And so this pizza isn't giant chunks of vegetable. It's teeny tiny diced vegetables on top of this pizza. And one, it makes it easier to eat because you're not taking a bite and then the entire broccoli is coming off into your mouth. And I feel like flavor-wise, the whole pizza gets a lot more of every flavor because they're diced.
Yes.
And it's so delicious. And I eat it with mayonnaise because I like my pizza with mayonnaise.
Yes. So
Don't judge.
It is very good pizza. However,
It's a good crust.
yes, it is not like the best pizza you've ever had.
Like,
It
let's
is-
not compare it to Via Napoli or anything like that.
It's not a specialty pizza. It's not a super fancy pizza. It's a really basic pizza. I think
But I think what makes it special, and not special but better, is that it's not just a basic cheese pizza or basic
Yeah.
pepperoni pizza. It's still a little different, and we'll call it healthy, right?
yeah, sure. So don't expect an amazing pizza, but expect a decent pizza for a hotel. You know, you're at a hotel, you're hungry. I would honestly say I trust their pizza better than trying to find a local pizza joint around the Disney World area that's going to deliver, because if you try to order from a local pizza place, it might be super cold when you get it. It might take forever. It might be a scam. Side note, those little menus that they slip under your doors, don't order from them.
No, because
Those menus are usually people going around trying to open your hotel room and break in. And when they don't do that, they'll shove the thing under the door. Or best case scenario, versus them breaking into your room, you call up, you give them your credit card number or whatnot for your pizza, and they charge it goodness knows what amount, and then they never show up with a pizza.
Yes, I would recommend reporting that if you get one to
Yes.
the front desk of the hotel.
Yeah, if you get,
At first I thought you were talking about like Disney slipping
room
service under your door, which also don't order room service, just walk down
and get a
it.
pizza.
Also, here's my other tip for ordering a pizza. Don't use
Credits.
meal credits for it if you're on the dining plan, because it counts as two quick service or two table service?
One large pizza would count as 2 quick service. I think
makes sense, because I would hope that one person isn't eating a whole large pizza by themselves. But
I believe they give you a salad and drinks with it. But realistically, a large pizza is, let's say, a large vegetable. Not that we normally talk prices, but a large vegetable is $18. Give or take.
Yep.
Which,
seems a lot for a pizza, but not a lot for a Disney pizza.
Yeah. Add a couple drinks on top, and you're probably at like 24. Well, okay. So if you're using,
I know that. Okay,
plan,
so here's what happened with Amy and I once, which is interesting because they gave us a credit for $25.
Yeah.
So we get this veggie pizza, and it doesn't fit in the fridge.
No.
But it's a veggie pizza, so it's gonna sit outside the fridge and be fine to eat. So
yeah, we
keep it on the table and eat it for breakfast.
Yes.
For the mornings before we go to the park, which is really helpful because then Julie's not super hangry.
Yeah, and then when we have a smaller amount, well, like half a pizza left, we'll usually kind of like stack it up in a container we got from another place and stick it in the fridge, but it takes a few days.
Yes. This time we got it, and this has never happened before. We never had to write anything on the pizza or anything, and we got back and the pizza was gone.
And there was more than half a pizza.
We both only ate one slice
because
we were exhausted, so we literally just needed something to eat.
Exactly. So there were 2 slices missing. We're looking at, 3/4 of a pizza.
So they gave us a $25 credit, which was not what the pizza cost, but we ordered another pizza.
So yeah, if you are leaving any food items out,
put a note on them.
Put a note, do not throw away. And I don't know what the situation was. Maybe he or she was a new cast member, but everything was we had it neatly stacked up so it didn't look like trash. It just looked like a pizza box with some plates and a couple of knives and forks neatly stacked on top of it.
And mayonnaise packets.
But anyway, so yeah, it's a good pizza, and if you really want a pizza while you're at your hotel in Disney, get one.
And again, like I said, we got it. We had it our first night as our initial meal, and then we'd have it as breakfast. If you like pizza for breakfast, who doesn't?
So we have a little nostalgia attached to it, which is why we
love it so much,
and we get it so often. But it's not a bad pizza. So now that we have discussed our favorite menu item,
we're gonna go back and talk about
everything
else.
Items. Yes.
All right, and sometimes they have some specials too, which is nice. So it'll rotate. But they have a grill shop. They have the pizza shop, and they have the specialty shop and desserts, obviously.
The other all-star resorts, Pop and the Art of Animation, have a slightly larger layout, don't they? No.
Layout, yes. Mm-hmm. Options, the same.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they just kind of split the food up. There's a few more stations.
I don't know if the All-Star Sports was the first one.
The All-Star Sports was the absolute first one.
And then they realized that they needed a larger area for...
It was All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, and then the All-Star... Movies, yes. Because I went and stayed at the All-Star Music in 1999, 2000, and they were vaguely talking about building the new one at that point. I think I got home and then some, in the years before the internet as we know it, I somehow heard about them building the All-Star movies.
So this cafeteria is smaller, but still amazing. Yeah. And they still have all the options. What's also really cool is, aside from the shops that we just told you about, which we'll go over what options exist in those shops, they do have a small refrigerator section where they'll have drinks, they have some beer options, they have some quick takeaway snacks if you want to bring them into the park, some veggies, some fruit salads, some yogurts, things like that. They also have pre-made ham sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, cold cut sandwiches, and things like that. Deli sandwiches for anybody who doesn't call them cold cuts.
So this is sort of a tip that isn't going to be applicable to most people, but in case it is for you, the Tables in Wonderland card, which I know we've spoken about way in the past, but super
Awesome.
Yeah, it's super awesome, but super brief explanation for those of you who may not have heard that in the past. The Tables in Wonderland card is a card that can be purchased by Florida locals, Disney Vacation Club members, and pass holders. And you do pay, I believe, like $150 for it, but you get 20% off at a lot of Disney.
And it does include
hotels.
alcohol.
And it does include alcohol, unlike the discount that you get using your pass holder discount. It doesn't include every restaurant. There's a little list in your little book that comes with your card that'll tell you which restaurants are and which restaurants are part of it, but also online at any given time you can look it up. So that's usually what I do. So at the resorts that do not have a sit-down restaurant, the food court is the restaurant that has the discount. So if you have the Tables in Wonderland card, or your aunt does, or your sister-in-law does,
Or you do.
or like I said, I did say,
sorry.
or somebody who's like in your travel party, can use it to get 20% off. This is also fun if, because they sell the bottles of wine there, and you can get 20% off the bottle of wine there. If you do not have a Tables in Wonderland card and want to get 20% off a bottle of wine, but you are a pass holder, go to the gift shop and buy a bottle of wine and get 20% off there.
Truth.
Back to our regularly scheduled end zone food court lunch.
We give you all the good tips and tricks, guys.
Yes.
Who doesn't want 20% off?
Yeah.
Booze.
And maybe you're not a pass holder, but someone in your travel party is. It's good to know in case any of these apply to you.
All right, so now we will talk about the entrees that they have at the grill shop. What's nice about this is they do have Disney check meals for kids as well. Yes. So, Double American Classic Burger is 2 Angus burger patties, bacon, and American cheese served with coleslaw and french fries. I like that it's a whole meal. It's not just the burger, and I'm pretty sure they have other options there as well, so you can kind of be like, I don't want that coleslaw, give me more fries, or I don't want french fries, can I have all the coleslaw, or maybe they'll have like a salad option too, so.
Yes, the food court restaurants at the resorts tend to be more of cafeteria style, like the food's pretty good.
Think of Sunshine Seasons.
Yeah, so
where you can kind of customize your own meal in a sense.
Yeah.
Similar.
In Disney, most quick service restaurants and locations, you'll go up, you'll order the item, and you can, make requests, but they're not making it there in front of you. They're not, scooping your mashed potatoes and scooping your coleslaw or your whatever it is you have in front of you. That happens in the back and they bring it out. So here you have the opportunity to blatantly just be like, hey, I don't like coleslaw. Can I have double french fries? Or, hey, I really don't want gravy. Or I just want just gravy. I don't want mashed potatoes. I just want you to give me 2 scoops of gravy and no mashed potato.
I just want all the gravy.
Yeah,
I want
weird,
a straw.
Weird like
and
that.
I want to suck it up, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So obviously, these are human beings, so be nice to them. But
that sounded really aggressive.
Yeah.
The way that
you
I
have
said
that.
You have that.
You have that opportunity to sort of be like, hey, will this work? And they'll tell you, and they'll say, oh no, it's more expensive, or oh no, yeah, that's fine. Most of the time, it's oh yeah, that's fine, as long as you're not asking for like super extra food.
As long as you're not asking for avocado, right? Because that costs $4 million. Chipotle, anybody? Chipotle? Unless you order the veggie bowl, which I do.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The next is the American Classic Burger, which is an Angus burger, bacon, and American cheese served with coleslaw and french fries. So, like the double, but a single. This one is not dating anyone. The barbecue pulled pork burger, thank you for getting that, Amy, is an Angus burger, honey barbecue pulled pork, cheddar cheese, and fried onions served with coleslaw and french fries. Okay, so here's the deal. We don't eat in the food court all that often, but that sounds super delicious. Honey barbecue pulled pork with fried onions.
Yeah,
I think I would put my coleslaw on the burger too.
Yeah. I think the last time we ate here, we needed, or at a food court, we were just starving and we needed breakfast for some reason. But
Yes,
I think
I got breakfast.
The last time I think I like ate a full meal from the end zone food court
Was it?
years ago.
No, you and I got dinner there.
We ate it in the room.
Yep. We just didn't eat it
I
there.
should say
so
the
that's
last
probably why.
time I ate like a lunch or dinner there was a while ago.
Yes. I did get breakfast at once because I was already getting hangry and it was
Yes.
7 a.m. And Amy was like, eat food now. But the cool thing about that, and I'm going to take another little side note and I apologize. I did get a meal and I did it as a quick service and Amy got
Yes,
a snack instead of the drink.
because we had the mugs. So yeah,
Which is
that
really
is something to understand. If you are on the dining plan, or you say you're not on the dining plan and you just purchase the refillable resort mugs, you can refill them the entire time as much as you want
For your stay.
for your stay.
Not forever.
Yeah, for your stay. It used to be forever.
It used to be, and in the water parks, they used to have ones that were on specific
Yes.
days.
Yes.
So you could go back the next year and use it on the same day. We did that once.
The mug is fantastic if you have the dining plan, because then, you get back and you can fill up your mug.
It's also not terrible if you don't have the dining plan,
Yeah.
because I believe it's only $15 for unlimited soda
Iced tea, hot tea.
for your entire trip.
Yes.
Always ask if you, no matter where you are, whether you're at a food court or at a quick service restaurant, always ask if you can substitute something for something else. So say you just want tap water, water is part of the deal. If you're like, hey, can I get another side or something like that, always ask, because they might say no, and don't get angry, because sometimes they can't substitute. But if they can, and it's something else that you want, it's always worth it to ask.
Yeah, the majority of the time, especially if you're on the dining plan and you order food and you do not want a beverage, you can request a snack or a side or a drink. It's within a certain price range, obviously. And
Like, obviously, you can't get a second meal and replace it with a
correct,
drink.
correct. But if you say already have a beverage, or someone else in your party got a large soda or a large beverage and they're not going to finish it, so you're both going to share it, well, let's get a snack for later, or an extra side because I'm really hungry, that sort of a thing.
Yes, and in our case, Amy, I think, got either a fruit cup or a
Veggies
veggie
and
cup.
hummus.
Yes. It was fruit or veggies. I knew it was one of those, guys. And I had my sausages dipped in maple syrup. We all know that I was the healthy one.
Totally. Hummus is just awful for you. I'm kidding.
Hummus is amazing. All right, so the next thing at the grill shop is chicken breast nuggets that are served with french fries. They have a chili cheese all beef footlong hot dog served with coleslaw and french fries. And then a plant-based protein burger, which I assume is the Impossible Burger. All right, and this one is hummus, avocado, roasted red pepper, arugula, and pickled onion served with coleslaw and french fries. Next is the sides that they have at the grill shop, and they have chili cheese fries.
I like chili cheese fries in theory, but then I buy them and I'm just like, why did I get these? There's just so much here.
Yeah. They're good. I don't know.
Oh, they're delicious. They're usually delicious, but it's just sort of it's like, ooh, chili cheese fries. Oh.
And they have the kids' Disney check meal from the grill shop, which is a turkey sandwich that includes a low-fat milk or small Dasani water with grapes and carrot sticks.
How much do you want to bet it's on a goldfish bread?
I don't know. Usually it specifies when it's on a goldfish bread.
Know, but I bet it probably.
And then there are also other kids' meals at the grill shop that are grilled cheese, which has milk, water, grapes, and carrots. And then the chicken nuggets, which come with the same thing, a cheeseburger, or an all-beef hot dog.
The way that this menu is laid out online has reminded me of something. So the displays with the menus are digital, and they switch. There's 3 or 4 different views of them. Usually one will always sort of have probably one of the kids' meals down in the corner, just be like, hey, we get kids' meals. But sit there for a minute and watch all the options before you pick, because what may seem like a full menu in one screen, because there's a bunch of items, when it flips to the next screen, there's going to be probably that same number of items, and then they usually put one of the flips of the screen is just the kids' menus. So they do try, I believe they usually do try to have in one of the corners one of the kids' meal options on all slides, but there is one that's just going to be basically just kids' meals on pretty much every shop, so to say.
Correct.
Station, whatever we want to call it.
Next, we will talk about the pizza shop, and this is the daily specialty flatbreads. So they have a different flatbread every day, which is pretty cool. So on Sunday, they have a margarita flatbread, which is topped with pizza sauce, grape tomatoes, fresh basil, and fresh mozzarella.
The margarita pizza is actually made to represent the Italian flag, with the red sauce or tomatoes, the fresh basil representing the green of the flag, and the fresh mozzarella representing the white of the flag.
Truth.
Because the Italian flag is green, red, and white.
Yep. Not in that order.
No.
Monday, they have a barbecue chicken flatbread, which has caramelized onions, mozzarella cheese, and goat cheese. So, this sounds super delicious, but I prefer on my barbecue chicken pizza for my red onions to be raw before it goes into the oven. So they still get a little cooked, but caramelized onions just seems like too sweet. I like the red onion because it cuts the sweetness of the barbecue sauce. Personal preference. I'm very excited about the goat cheese, though.
I prefer my barbecue chicken pizzas to be the one I had in Memphis that time with my parents at that really amazing pizza joint next to the hotel that we stayed at.
What was that like?
So it was the first time I'd ever had barbecue chicken pizza. So that was amazing. It had red sauce and then barbecue sauce like on top of like the whole thing. It did, like you said, the raw onions to begin with. It did not have goat cheese, but it did have, the regular mozzarella.
Yeah, I've never seen a barbecue chicken flatbread with goat cheese, but I'm very excited about this one.
Yes.
Because goat cheese is amazing.
Yes.
Next is Tuesday, where they have meatball flatbread. It is topped with pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, and meatballs. All of these pizzas are served with breadsticks and a side salad. Wednesday, they revert back to the margarita flatbread. Thursday is also barbecue chicken flatbread, Friday is meatball flatbread, and Saturday is barbecue chicken flatbread. So they rotate between 3.
I definitely enjoy the barbecue chicken flatbread having 3 days, because barbecue chicken pizza is always very good.
I really like barbecue chicken flatbread, and I really want to try this one.
Yeah,
next, they have entrees at the pizza shop, too, which pizza shop seems Italian-esque to me.
Yes.
They have a breakfast flatbread, which has scrambled eggs, white cheddar cheese, bacon pieces, and sausage gravy. That sounds delicious.
It does.
A pepperoni flatbread, which is topped with pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, and pepperoni. A cheese flatbread, which is topped with pizza sauce and mozzarella cheese. A vegetable flatbread, which is served with pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, onions, peppers, tomatoes, and mushrooms. They have chicken wings, and you get 9 wings with a choice of honey barbecue sauce, garlic, chili Asian, or buffalo sauce. Next, they have chicken penne Alfredo, which has spinach, prosciutto, artichoke hearts, and sun-dried tomatoes. That actually sounds really, really good.
I was going to say, why have I never gotten that? And then I remembered, well, it's Alfredo, and Alfredo is not my favorite pasta sauce at all.
It does sound really good, though. I feel like the spinach and the artichoke hearts and the sun-dried tomatoes cut the creaminess of the Alfredo sauce. I feel like that would be a really good combination. Next, they have bacon, macaroni and cheese, which is served with cheddar, smoked Gouda, and Munster cheese.
That's a lot of delicious sounding cheese.
And bacon, obviously, because bacon, mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And then they have pasta with meatballs, which is spaghetti with marinara sauce and meatballs.
I've had that many times, except I usually get the penne. Well, like many times, I should say, when we usually order something.
I love it with the penne.
Get it with the penne.
Yep. I feel like the penne holds the sauce better because it has a whole little tube that the sauce can sneak into.
Yes. Side note, the breadsticks are quite similar to the breadsticks that you would get at an Olive Garden.
I was just going to say that.
They're not exactly the same, but it's the same general idea. So if you like
Brush with butter, garlic powder sprinkled on it.
Yeah. If you like the breadsticks from Olive Garden, you will like these. If you don't like the breadsticks from Olive Garden, well, you still might like these. They're just a breadstick. They're not the crunchy breadsticks. They're the soft breadsticks.
Yes. So they also have a large pepperoni pizza, a large cheese pizza, and our favorite, the large vegetable pizza. They have sides. The one side is 6 breadsticks. So if you really like the breadsticks, you can order just breadsticks. They come with marinara sauce.
Unlike Olive Garden, they are not unlimited. Yeah,
But if
get
you're a
6.
single person ordering 6, it's almost like unlimited.
Well, yes, but I mean, you can't go back and get more breadsticks for free.
Correct. They have kids' Disney check meal at the pizza shop. It is turkey meatballs and whole wheat pasta. That sounds really good. And if you're not a kid, you can still order from the kids' menu.
Nobody needs to know. Or you can tell everyone. It doesn't matter, because you can still order.
And the other kids' meals are a pepperoni flatbread, a cheese flatbread, or macaroni and cheese, and all of those come with low-fat milk, Dasani water, or grapes and carrot sticks. And then we come to the specialty shop.
I just had to scroll up because I could have sworn that I remembered that it was grapes and celery sticks. And I'm like, was that right? And I was like, nope, carrot sticks. I'm just crazy.
Celery sticks. The entrees at the specialty shop are a turkey panini, which is house-roasted turkey, bacon, cranberry mayonnaise, Munster cheese, and field greens with house-made potato chips, a Cuban sandwich, which is ham, pulled pork, Swiss cheese, and roasted garlic Dijon mustard with house-made chips. I'm really upset that this Cuban sandwich doesn't have pickles on it.
I know, it really needs to have pickles. And a bunch of other things too, but pickles
like mainly pickles.
Yeah.
That's the main thing that this
the
sandwich
pickles
is missing.
would be a saving grace.
Yes. They have a gourmet grilled cheese, which is provolone Swiss and white American, served with tomato bisque. Yeah, that sounds really good on like a rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
They have chicken quesadilla, which is chicken, cheddar, white cheddar, red pepper, corn, red onion, and poblano pepper served with black beans and rice. And then they have a plant-based chicken quesadilla. Couldn't tell you what that is, but a plant-based chicken. White cheddar, red pepper, corn, red onion, and poblano pepper with black beans and rice.
I was just about to say, a plant-based quesadilla is going to have vegetables instead of chicken. I was like, oh, no. Yep, plant-based chicken.
I wasn't lying.
I know, that's why I was just like, wait a second, that's new.
And then they have a fresh tossed power salad, and you can get that with chicken or salmon. And then they also have a fresh tossed Caesar salad with chicken or salmon.
So, based on other power salads, or that, type of verbiage that have been used that I've gotten Disney, I would guess that the power salad is made with like a spinach, mesclun, arugula, a fancy salad mix essentially. So it's not
maybe
your
like
basic
some chia seeds.
Yeah, it's not going to be your basic. Yeah, it's not going to be your basic romaine or your basic iceberg lettuce. It's going to be like the fancy salad mix that you have to use in a couple days or else everything goes bad. At least in my experience. And it probably, like Julie said, has chia seeds. Maybe it has some cranberries on it, dried cranberries, things like that. It does not tell us on this particular menu, unfortunately. The sides are vegetable soup or tomato bisque. So if you didn't want that cheese sandwich, Julie, you could still get that tomato bisque.
I'm sorry. There's no way in heck I'm getting a tomato bisque without a grilled cheese sandwich, if that's an option.
That's true.
I thought you knew me better than that.
I know. I'm just saying if they want.
And then they have Disney check meals, which is a turkey sandwich. And then they have desserts, which is the bakery shop. They have a couple different dessert shops. One's a bakery shop and an ice cream shop. And the bakery shop has banana bread, freshly baked cookie, strawberry mini cupcake, the blue raspberry stitch cupcake, which is amazing. Check this cupcake out. It's phenomenal. It's a cupcake, and it's blue frosting, and then it has little fondant ears that are blue and pink or red or whatever the color figment is. And it's the most incredible cupcake I've ever seen in my entire life. It's amazing.
And by figment, she meant Stitch.
I meant Stitch. Sorry.
They should make a figment cupcake, and I will
totally
order 12.
make a figment cupcake. Oh my gosh. I would order 26 and then have half of them shipped home and then freeze them and save them forever.
Yes.
And then they have
and
assorted
then eat
muffins.
the other 13?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they have assorted muffins and crispy treats.
They also have here, it's not listed, but if you see it, highly recommended, the Dole Whip cupcake.
I was just going to say this. I
Excellent.
believe it was seasonal, but let me tell you about this cupcake. Amy and I had it, and we're not super huge cupcake people. Disney knows how to make a cupcake.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of frosting on the Disney cupcakes, so that's a lot for us, but they're always really good when we do actually have a cupcake.
Yes. And we're not like cupcake people in life. But this Dole Whip cupcake, vanilla cupcake. I'm more of a chocolate girl.
Me
But
too.
again, this was amazing.
Me too.
And it had pineapple flavored frosting and a little teeny tiny tube of this pineapple syrup. So you order this cupcake, and it had sprinkles of glitter on it, magical. So you get this cupcake, and we brought it back to our room, and then you squirt the rest of the pineapple syrup into the cupcake to infuse it with extra pineapple.
You can also pull the little pipette and squirt it on, squeeze it on top, but it's better on the inside.
Exactly.
You could also pull the pipette and just like squeeze it in your mouth as you eat.
Yep.
But that
Or
doesn't
just
seem like the
without
most
eating.
logical
You
idea.
could. This was the most moist, flavorful, delicious cupcake of my life.
They did have it in January when I was there with my mother. I do remember seeing someone eating it and going,
And I think
"Ooh,
it's a
look at
specialty one, so it's never on this menu.
that." Yeah.
And then they have desserts. Now, I told you I'd tell you about this story on one of our upcoming podcasts, so here it is. They have a Mickey ice cream sundae. The Mickey ice cream sundae in the picture is a Mickey waffle dipped in cinnamon sugar, looking delicious,
So delicious.
with some ice cream. I ordered this, hoping to get a cinnamon sugar coated magical Mickey waffle.
It was International Waffle Day,
It was.
by the by.
And I wanted to do Leslie Knope proud. And this is the first time I've ever
Had a poor waffle
complained
experience.
about a cast member. It's the first time I've ever had negative feedback to give about a cast member. So I ordered this Mickey ice cream sundae. And for starters, my Mickey is not dipped in cinnamon and sugar. And second, it looked like she kind of gave it a half pour of waffle batter. And so my Mickey wasn't even a complete Mickey.
She also was really sort of uppity,
Moody?
upset, moody when
And frustrated that I asked for this thing that's on the menu.
yeah, and basically reacted in such a way that's like, "Oh." And I feel like she tried to get you to be okay with not be like, "Oh, did you want the waffle?" Like in such a way to be like, "Don't make me make this waffle." We all know how to make waffles. It's not hard to make waffles. And I can understand maybe she was having a bad day, but she just wasn't she just wasn't doing the base of her job, which was make menu items. You weren't asking anything. You weren't asking for anything unusual.
Asking for anything off menu. I wasn't like, hey, I'm going to need 6 scoops of ice cream with 4 Mickey waffles all in one sundae, but I don't want to pay more than the regular sundae price. Nothing ridiculous. I just wanted the item that was pictured. It looked delicious. It was going to satisfy all the cravings that I had. And then the sundae that I received did not.
And you were very upset about it.
Next is a double scoop cup or cone. They also have a smoothie with protein powder, and it is strawberry and banana, mango or wild berry with choice of vanilla or chocolate protein. That's a good breakfast. They also have smoothies that are strawberry and banana or mango or wild berry, which is basically the same thing that the smoothie with protein powder was without the protein powder. They also have an ice cream cookie sandwich, an ice cream sundae with hot fudge caramel or strawberry. I'm sure you could get all 3 if you ask politely. A brownie sundae, a milkshake, a double scoop waffle cone, a single scoop waffle cone, or a single scoop cup or cone. And these waffle cones are the like chocolate dipped, magical, wonderful, delicious. You can get them with nuts, get them plain, get them dipped in chocolate. They're delicious. And then they also have some beverages at the ice cream shop, which are an espresso, a latte, a cappuccino, or an Americano. So those are the food options that they have at the End Zone Food Court. This is really fun. We like it. It's awesome. Okay, so now this is one of those things where unless you're staying at the End Zone Food Court, I wouldn't travel to... Unless you're staying at the All-Star Sports, I wouldn't go out of your way to travel to the End Zone Food Court unless you're staying at one of the other All-Stars.
Except unless you want the Dole Whip cupcake. It is not a widespread
Or the Stitch cupcake, because I don't think that's offered everywhere either.
Yeah, they're not all of the specialty cupcakes are offered everywhere, and it is really nice that the All-Stars, the value resorts, are starting to get a few specialty cupcakes that are exclusive to them, because there's a lot of specialty cupcakes that are exclusive
And I know
to
when we
the
stayed
deluxe.
when we stayed at Pop Century, there were a couple specific ones there as well. Now, if you are staying at one of the if you're staying at one of the All-Star resorts, we have walked over to music, and movies before. It's not a very long walk, so if you wanted to walk over, go for it, check it out, walk around, see what's up with this resort, look at the pools, see what you think. Totally do that. Unlike some of the other restaurants that we're talking about that really are destination restaurants, this one is more if you're staying at the All-Star Sports.
Realistically, the only reason we eat here is it's very early and we're not going to breakfast.
Or it's really late.
It's really late and we're starving because somehow we haven't already eaten 8 million things. Usually we're not really, unless it's the day we're coming in.
Yeah, I think the last time
issue.
we ate there, one of us was sick.
Yeah.
So we called it early that night, and then we were both starving.
Yeah. It's another good option, obviously, if you are just having a resort day and you want to stay at your actual resort and you're staying at the All-Star Resorts. That's another good use for it. If you're hungry, want some food, there it is for you.
We do have a fan favorite food from this week.
Awesome.
This week's fan favorite food comes from Carolyn Cloudier, or Cloudier. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, so hopefully one of those is the correct way. It comes from one of our favorite restaurants. So Carolyn says, one of the top food memories for my husband and I comes from our dinner at Le Cellier. It was back when that restaurant was only a 1 dining credit before they changed the dining plan.
I remember exactly when that happened because it was right before the 2013 Princess trip because we had made reservations at Le Cellier and then they changed it to the lunch menu being as expensive as the dinner menu and the two credit thing. So I was like, ooh, we're going to change that.
I can't say what exactly our meals were, but we still talk about the mashed potatoes and steak. The mashed potatoes had a creamy ranch flavor, the best we've ever tasted, and the steaks were so tender and amazing. I've tried to recreate the mashed potatoes at home, but it's just not the same. Thank you, Carolyn, for that food memory.
Thank you so much.
Le Cellier is one of our favorite restaurants as well, and we love the mashed potatoes too.
They're really, really, really good.
If you would like to share your fan favorite food, aka your Disney food memory with us, please do so. You can share it to our email, which is onelittlespice@gmail.com. You can also share it on any of our social media as well as follow us. On Instagram, we are at @1_little_spice. On Twitter, we are at @1littlespice. And on Facebook, you can search One Little Spice and make sure to join our One Little Spice group so you can join in the conversation after the podcast is over. And make sure you shoot us a DM of your fan favorite food, aka Disney food memory, and we will share it on our podcast. We are on Patreon. Patreon is where you can get some other really awesome exclusives that we have to offer. We have the Magical Snack Corner, which is an extra episode that we give out. You'll also be able to hear these episodes a day before they go out to the public. And we have some other really awesome exclusives like a button pack and a spice blend pack. So head over to www.patreon.com/onelittlespice and you will be able to see what other exclusives we have to offer and become a patron. We are on TeePublic. On TeePublic is where you will be able to find all of our merchandise. We have t-shirts and mugs and baby onesies and sweatshirts and some other really awesome stuff. So the link is in the description of this episode, but you can also search One Little Spice on TeePublic and our merchandise will show up there. And last but not least, we are on YouTube. On YouTube, we are the Taste Lab, so make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can get all the latest episodes that we have there. That is our way to help you bring Disney food magic into your kitchen. And we recreate some Disney recipes there and show you how to make them. So far, we have Le Cellier's cheddar cheese soup that we make into a fabulous poutine, as well as the 7-vegetable terrine from Akershus. And coming up, we will have the chopped Cobb salad from the Hollywood Brown Derby and the Tonga toast from Kona Cafe. We'll also have a 7-vegetable couscous from Morocco that is coming up as well. So make sure you subscribe so that you get the latest episodes first. Thank you so much for listening, and just remember, every recipe starts with one little spice.
Fredo is not my favorite pasta. Yeah.
Anything is possible!
I wasn't gonna mention that either.
I wasn't gonna mention that.
there is a double American classic burgle.
Go down to the malt shop and get that burgle.
Burgles are my favorite.
Like,
I totally just drank out of his butt. We are not in the mood to talking with other people.
yes, I can't speak today. They are having a sweets. There are also scheduled musical acts.
The End Zone Schmoopity Boo. What did we call it?